What's going on, Omnibuddies? Mitch here, and today we are doing another Omnibuddy overview. What are we looking at? We are looking at Ryan Lang's Issunbashi. Alright, so I have been so excited to get this book. I made a big mistake. One, I didn't back it on Kickstarter. I think it was Kickstarter, it might have been Indiegogo. I didn't back it online, and that was a big mistake. That was my first mistake. The second mistake was I accidentally ordered it in an order with the Omnibuddy ship it together code, which means I had to wait. I made the mistake that I warn everyone not to do is to use that Omnibuddy ship it together code to save 5%, and then I accidentally, in that ordered it with a book that got delayed, so it was a pre-order, and then I had to wait around forever for it to come in. I think I ordered it in like November or October, and it finally came in. If you just watched my last unboxing videos of the making of this one, it was in there, so I finally got to read it. I read it in like one, not technically one sitting, I read it in one day. I think it was two, maybe three sittings, two short ones, and then one long one to close it out. It's about 200 pages. And y'all, I can't talk any more about this book because we're going to talk about it right now. What is it to be a hero? Well, in Issunbashi, the 200-page hardcover graphic novel by Ryan Lang, he explores what it really means to be a hero, if you are accepting of that mantle, or if you are not accepting of that mantle, or if you even believe that you are deserving of that mantle. This is the story of Issunbashi. It takes place in feudal Japan, where creatures of myth and folklore are real. During this time, a demon sets out to reforge an ancient weapon, which is discussed in the very first pages of this graphic novel. He attempts to reforge this weapon to take over the world. And of course, the only person who can stop him is the 6-inch tall would-be samurai, who happens to be the final and most important piece of this weapon. It goes into, in the first few pages, how this weapon was created by the gods and how it was disassembled, and then how these yokai go around, and some of them are, very benign, and some of them, like the main villain in this tale, is far more than benign. He is after the world to conquer the entire world. This graphic novel is obviously, as you're seeing, all in black and white. It is digital, and excuse me for the video quality. A lot of it is because it is digital, and the print type of this has a lot of very small, fine dots that make up the black and white, which gives it this in-person, very cool, grainy look. It's very reminiscent and gives the feel of those old black and white samurai movies. But I will say the art overall is absolutely phenomenal. I loved how this looks. It has so much heart and it has so much character. A lot of shadow work and color play. Yes, it is black and white, but it's more of a grayscale overall, where there's a lot of depth to it. There's very few shots that are very crisp black, very crisp white. It's got a lot of depth and play on that grayscale. The story's got that very, not necessarily corny joking, but very fun, almost Disney-like feel to it, which makes a lot of sense because the writer and artist Ryan Lang is a Los Angeles-based production designer. He's worked on films like Wreck-It Ralph, Moana, Doctor Strange, Avengers Infinity War, and Avengers Endgame. So his main bread and butter is that very Disney Marvel tone, and you can see that bleed through here. But that isn't a bad thing because while it's a tall tale of a short samurai who's only 6 inches tall, it's a beautiful tale, and it has great comedic moments to it, amazing beats, and then it gives a really cool scale. For instance, when he's being held in the hands of his soon-to-be blind master, or when he's fighting yokai who are so huge to him, or when he uses this tiny needle as a sword. Of course, the entire premise is, what is destiny? Are you destined to be a hero? Are you destined to not be a hero? In this book, it explores you don't have to follow your destiny. You get to pick your own destiny. You don't start as a hero. You become a hero by making choices. And these choices are what make you the hero. And in this book, he learns that not only from his master, but through his failures and through his friends that he meets along the way. This is a great tale. I would say it's nearly an all ages tale. It might be a little scary here and there for younger kids, but preteens, teens, and up, this is a great story with a lot of heart and a lot of beautiful art behind it. I think Ryan Lang did an amazing job pulling the art and the story, the comedy, and the lessons all together in one beautiful book. It's about 200 pages of story, and that includes an amazing epilogue at the end. I won't go into exactly what happens in it because I don't want to spoil it, and I want you to fully appreciate it if you decide to pick up this book, which I really do think you should. For extras at the end, you have a few thumbnail film strip sized pieces of preliminary art. The end sheets feature a subtle bonsai pattern, and those patterns are tied together throughout the book as chapter markers and emblems. I would highly recommend it, especially at such a great price point of $35. All right, so I mean, I've talked this book to death. It's a small book, it's a short book, but no pun intended, by the way. This book was so good. I absolutely love this book. It was definitely worth the wait. I wish I could have read it sooner, but you know what? At least I got to read it now. Better late than never. Ryan pulled off such a wonderful story. I laughed at multiple points throughout it. I smiled. I felt sad. I was like, oh crap, what's going to happen? Like, I felt a gambit of emotions in this book. I was attached to these characters. So cool. Yes, would I have loved it to be, 400 to 600 pages? Yes. Heck yes. I really hope he does more Issunbashi. I think it would be an amazing ongoing. I love samurai stories that are ongoings. Obviously, I love Usagi Yojimbo. I just love these samurai stories and these feudal Japan stories and a lot of honor and kind of that wandering Ronin and helping people, helping the people that can't help themselves. I love that whole genre of books. I think it is so fun and it is so interesting, and it's serial, episodic, but it can have these huge overarching stories. It's so fun. I really hope Ryan does more of this stuff. I'm very excited to see what else he does. Obviously, I love a bunch of his work from all these Disney and Marvel movies that he's been a part of. Obviously, he's great at what he does cinematically, and he brought that into this book. So cool. Loved seeing it. I could totally tell that someone who is into cinema and kung fu cinema and samurai cinema made this book. I could totally see that on the pages. It was awesome. Anyways, if you're interested in picking it up, of course you can hit up channel sponsor Organic Price Books, use code Omnibuddy for $2 off, or be careful, use code Omnibuddy, ship it together for 5% off if you're ordering 3 or more books. So if they're all in stock, or back ordered, because that would just delay it by like a week or two, sometimes less, sometimes a little bit more. But then you can save 5% and get 3 or more books shipped together. So you help the channel. You hit up OPB, who has some of the greatest communication, shipping, some of the best prices you'll find on the internet. Really great guys, you're helping them out. Anyways, helps the channel out, definitely, and helps yourself out too. So pick up that book there. It is amazing. Hopefully I can hit them up at a con sometime soon. Hopefully I'll be able to make it to Emerald City Comic Con, ECCC. I think that was enough C's, too much, too low. Anyways, hopefully he'll come to one of the ones around here in Portland or Seattle or something like that, and I can hit him up and get this book signed, because it's awesome. Anyways, that's it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, do all those things, but most importantly, like I always say, comment. Let me know in the comments what your favorite like kung fu, samurai, feudal Japan, that kind of a motif. Let me know in the comments what your favorite book is. And if you don't have a favorite book, let me know what your favorite movie in that genre is. Looking forward to finding out more about this genre in the comments. All right, take care, stay cool.